to woman, you lift me up. I hope that I can do the same for you. You were there when no one else would. Take the burden away, that's how we do. Sister, I need you to walk with me on this journey. Yes, hold me accountable, cause sometimes I need to know the truth. Sister, I love you. We're one and the same, cause we're sharing the pain of the world as we know it to be.
Welcome to the Woman to Woman show. I am so excited to be here with my co-host. We have a wonderful topic tonight. We all know that the holidays are coming, so we're going to get right into it. I am one of your co-hosts. I am Trey Kearney. I am an author, speaker, certified life coach, and an autism supermommy. And just in case, I have a little special guest tonight. This is real time. This is our real show, and he might pop up because I allowed my babysitter to go out tonight. So I'm going to pass the mic to Theo.
So I am Theo Carter. I am an author, speaker, certified life coach, HR consultant, and I am delighted to be here tonight with my lovely co-host. And I'm going to pass the mic to Netta.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Manetta, and I am also a certified strengths coach. I am a speaker. I am a healthcare professional with over 28 years of experience. I am a holistic health educator, and we are glad to be together tonight just to serve you.
You gonna pass the mic?
Yes, pardon me. I am now passing the mic to my dear sister, Regina.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Regina. I am a business owner. I am a specialist with self-care. I am a speaker, and I'm glad to be here this evening, and wishing everyone a good evening.
So tonight we are going to be talking about holiday blues, right? So we all know that the holidays are coming, and it can be a tough time for many. And we just wanted to come and spread some cheer, but we really wanted to talk about certain issues when it comes to the holidays of, have you lost a loved one? Are you going through a breakup? Have you lost a friendship? Are you at odds with your family members or children? And we're going to talk about that. So let's just go right into grieving the loss of a loved one. And I would like to dedicate this show actually to my cousin Tia, who passed away yesterday. And this is a hard moment for us as a family because we were not expecting this. And I want to dedicate this show to her because she is one of my biggest cheerleaders, and nobody knows this. And if you know Tia, you know this about her. Tia was a motivator. She would text me every day. Like, nobody knows this because she didn't do it for the glory or she didn't do it for the story. She would text me every day, y'all, and be like, hey, Trey, I see you do so much for everybody, cuz you getting it right now. You doing it. I love your lives. Keep doing it. But I wanted to check on you. And I mean, she would text me every morning. And at first I'm like, why is she texting me? And then she said, I hope you don't mind. I just love you. And I want to just make sure you're okay. So I just wanted to motivate you. And she would inbox me on Facebook when I would post something, because y'all know I'd be saying stuff. She's like, go ahead, cuz. That's right. That's right, girl. Get them. So I would like to dedicate this show to her and to say to anybody who is grieving the loss of a loved one that I'm not going to say it gets easier, because it never does. And I'll let Theo talk a little after this because I know what she's going through. I'm not going to say it gets easier, but I'm not going to say it gets better because it never does. But it does get a little bit easier to tolerate. I'm not even going to say it gets easier. I'm not going to say it gets better. I'm not going to say it gets easy. I'm going to say it gets a little more easier to tolerate. So Theo, why don't you tell us a little bit about just a little of your story? You have to unmute.
I would actually agree that it does get, I wouldn't say it gets easier. I would say that you learn how to live with it, right? Because that's what I've had to do. Like, And so anyone that knows my story knows that in September of 2016, Labor Day weekend, which now that holiday is never the same for me, right? I walked into an apartment with my aunt and found my dad on the floor, and he was gone. He was dead. And so I think, at that point, you just begin to, after you kind of get past everything, the first of everything is harder. So, first, I want to say my condolences to you and your family on the loss of your cousin, because I think the other thing that people don't understand is that death is death, and it affects you, and it affects you, right? Because you lost someone. But I think the suddenness of it, when you don't expect it, hits you differently.
Mm.
And that's where you have to really kind of have to learn how to adjust and to live with it, because you weren't expecting it. You didn't get a chance to say goodbye. You didn't get a chance to see that person. And the last memory you have of them, at least for me, the last memory I have of my dad is laying on the floor. He had hit his head, blood around his head. So, and him laying there, because when the police come, they don't, like I had to say, could you please put a sheet over him, right? Because otherwise we would just be walking back and forth. So I would say that, yes, you do learn how to live with it, but it does not get easier. And around this time of year, I think it's harder for a lot of people to kind of figure out how to move through the holidays without someone that they truly, truly are missing, regardless of how long they've been gone.
And Regina, our Gina, our baker, Gina baking for the holidays. I mean, I know this is it has to be just speak about your grandmother and how the holidays, how she's influenced you.
My grandmother was the glue. She was the matriarch. Everyone was guaranteed that we get together like 6 to 8 times a year to honor the holidays, her birthday, Mother's Day. And she was my first best friend. Like my love for family, wanting to cook and do those things that was my foundation came from her. I have my mom, she's still here, but my grandmother was my foundation. She taught me right from wrong, taught me how to treat people with decency and respect just because. And she's been gone now for a little over 7 years. But I'll tell y'all, it I miss her so much. And like Trey said, it's not about getting easier. But what I've come to start doing now is celebrating all the memories and the life lessons that she shared with me.
Mm,
Um, but she made a huge impact. I am part of the way I am because of who she was.
mm.
Her her kindness, her spiciness, her sense of humor, her caring, her willingness to just do whatever she needed to do to keep her grandchildren together. She gave up a lot. She took time out of her life after raising most of her children to take five of us, and she gave my aunts a time out. Like to, they were okay, but she felt like they needed just a little more time to really be on point, and she took five of us.
Wow.
And I and I was around her all the time during the summer on the weekends and that kind of thing. And she was really like I looked up to her. And the older I got, the more I got to appreciate what she gave. And she continued giving, like, so yeah, I still s- sometimes just like yesterday, like just like yesterday.
That's
Yeah.
that's such a good point too. I want people to hear, like, a lot of times we like, I should be over this, I should be over this. Sometimes it's just like yesterday. I lost my mother 16 years ago. And sometimes it's really, really hard, especially during the holidays, because that's just a time where you want to be surrounded by family. So let's talk about with COVID and not being able to be around families, and how it has affected us and how we feel and how we can get through this holiday season of, and I know Regina, that you have your grandson, and I know there's a
Yeah.
lot going on with your son. So, Regina Booker, why don't you come in and talk a little bit about that aspect of your grandson and how it's affecting you and your son? Is your son going to be with you? Unmute. There you
Yes,
go.
it's, great news about that. We've gone through this for 2 years. We did not know. And literally, before my grandson started fifth grade, because he came to me during COVID when the kids were, in hybrid. So the day before he started fifth grade, we got good news that he's going to be all right. It's going to be a probation thing, but we're still going through the court system. So I still had to keep him because you never know to the end, but pretty much he's going to be okay. And so I get to give him back at the end of this year, which is, you know, kind of bittersweet because I got to used to him being around me. But the first year of having my grandson, he yearned for his father so much. I want to be with my dad. I had to, do the whole Christmas and Thanksgiving with him without his dad. Um, so that was hard. And I had to explain some things. But he held me down. One day he came in the room. He's like, Grandma, it's been a hard day. Our family's going through a lot, but God's going to take care of us. I'm like,
Oh,
out of the
wow.
mouths of babes. Because I was having a bad day. And he just came in there out of nowhere and just said that. So kids can hold you down, they can feel things. And when I'm trying to protect him and tell him everything is going to be all right. But that first year, which was last year, it was a rough year for us. It was a rough year for me and my youngest son because he tried to tell me that he was going to take on, and everyone wanted to say that they're going to take on the responsibility. But at that time, I felt like my grandson needed me,
Hmm.
and I prayed about it. And like I said before, like last week, it was a hard decision because I had my own life, and it just was so many avenues. But we did get through it. And the hardest part about it is with me going through the holidays. I lost my dad, December 23rd,
Oh,
2017.
oh man.
So that was impacted with it as well because it wasn't a first, but my first I had that hard call. I remember December it was a 911 call from I have a stepsister because my dad was remarried, and she said 911, you got to make this. I was at work, I had to drop everything, so I had to make a decision to resuscitate or not. And
Oh,
can you imagine being like 3,000 miles away, having to make a decision like that, and then jump on a plane, and they tell me it's hospice, and so my whole world crumbled in minutes. So every year I go through that as well. So I was going through grieving my dad plus getting my grandson, so it was two different things.
wow. So,
So
yeah, how do you like now? Like a lot of times on my mother's birthday and
mhm,
on holidays, I like to light a candle for her in
mhm.
celebration of her instead of mourning her because I was mourning her for so long. But I decide now that I want to light a white candle and I want to celebrate. Even though it's a mindset of shifting our mindset. Even though it's still hard, but it makes me feel better that I'm not crying. And this is like again, I lost my brother last year in a motorcycle accident. So my empathy and compassion for his family, for his immediate family. And when I say immediate, I mean his wife and children. It can be overwhelming for me at times. So we're gonna go to Netta, and Netta, I know you and your mom are close. So what is it like during the holidays when you don't spend the holidays with her? And what do you do to comfort yourself for the families who are listening who can't get together?
Well, of course, last year was really the first year that we weren't together, and it's going to happen again this year. And I come from a large family, and family is everything. So this year and last year, we make the best of it. We do a Zoom family dinner. Everybody fixes their food. We sit down together, even though we're not in the same room. We
Oh,
can sit down together and we try to kind of have some of the things that we normally would have if we were all together. and we just have fun and enjoy each other that way. Just because we can't be physically together doesn't mean we can't be together. I thank God for technology because it really does make a difference in the way you connect, even when you can't be in the same space. And just to kind of bring it forward, my parents are the babies of large families. So my father is the youngest male of 9.
Oh,
My mother is the youngest female of 6. On my father's side, there are only 2 left, he and his youngest sister. So we've had a lot of loss in that side of the family. And one on my mother's side. And that makes it hard because, again, family was close together. My mother's parents would be with us for the holidays because they lived out of state. My father's family, we all lived on the same family property. So every family was there together, literally. And so we would all get together, both families, large groups of people. And so when we go home now, that's not the case. It's pretty quiet. So to make it better for my parents, because I think that in times of loss, if you don't have a loss yourself, it's important to, with empathy, support those who have. So I know my parents are, by themselves, as well as dealing with loss of siblings. So I enter the role of support. How can I put myself in their position, and what can I do to lift their load a little bit? And those of us who may not have experienced a loss in the same way, there's somebody around us who has. So sometimes it's just easier to take yourself out of your own concerns and support someone else who may be having a low day. There's an elderly person in the neighborhood. If you like to cook something and share it with them, whatever the case may be, look outside yourself and serve. And sometimes that's helpful in getting over maybe what it is you're dealing with. So even though I can't be with my family, my large family, we will get together and celebrate using Zoom, and we'll eat together and have a good time.
I love it. I love it. I love the tips that you gave. Like, go serve. If you're alone, go volunteer to serve, to feed people, so you won't be alone. And we're here. We don't want to make this grieving, or we don't want to make this really sad. We just want to give tips to let people know that we are 5 women who are everyday women who are dealing with the same thing that our viewers are dealing with, and that we have moments too. And we wanted to just discuss this because we know that as the holidays are rapidly approaching, emotions are high. So we wanted to come on to not only talk about the downside of it, but the upside of a Zoom meetup. Have a Zoom meetup, call somebody, have a group chat. So I love that. So we're gonna transition a little bit over to something that I want to talk about for the single ladies, which would be me and a few of other ones of us up here. So we have 3 single, 2 married. So let's talk to the single ladies. So we got Theo, who's single, and Regina, who is single as well. So let's talk to the single. First, I just want to say, listen, it is not an illness or a disease to be single on a holiday. Don't let the holidays and don't let these folks on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok fool y'all. There's some happy singles, and I'm okay with being single during the holiday, because I always also want us to know that the only connections that we think make single women happy is the connection of a man. No, we have family, we have children, we have friends, we connect. So just don't harp on the fact that you don't have a man. To the single women who may be doing that, because I coach women and I do talk to some women who are like, the holidays are coming and you're not by yourself. You're not by yourself. You don't have a man, and I don't have a man either. So hey, and I'm just playing. But you're not by yourself. So just understand that there are other people in your life that you can have intimate connections with. So Theo, tell me, how is that for you, being a single woman during the holidays?
I mean, I think it's not a bad thing for me because I have family, right? So I'm going to spend time with my family, especially since I lost my dad, right? So I always probably am gravitating towards my aunts, who are his sisters, because being around them is being around their spirit. But even when my dad was here, to me, some people are in relationships, but they're still alone, right?
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We stepping on toes tonight. Just let
Yeah.
me know. Let me
Okay,
go
I'm
to
gonna
the
say, I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes, but I'm just keeping it real, right? I think for me, especially being at the age that I am, I have learned and been through some stuff. So I'm not gonna say that there wasn't a time when being single didn't bother me at a holiday, but I think with growth and other things that I've been through, I've learned who I am, and that being in a relationship doesn't define me, whether I'm in one or not. And so I have family, I have friends. I also enjoy my own company. So there are times when I will choose, I will make a choice. My family is not too happy about it, but I'll be like, you know what? I don't feel like driving anywhere today. So I'm going to sit on my couch and I'm going to watch all these Christmas movies, and I'm going to drink some hot chocolate, and I'm going to enjoy my own company, and I'm okay.
Oh my goodness.
So I think we have to learn how to be with ourselves as well as with other people.
I love that, Theo. Theo said, listen, I don't want to be around y'all. Not that I don't want to be around y'all. I just want to be by myself. But I heard you, Theo. But Theo's stepping on toes tonight. So anybody who's tuned in, you're tuned into the Woman to Woman show. And tonight we're talking about the holiday blues and some tips and tricks that you could do to get through them. If you are on Facebook, please say hello. We can see your comments. If you're on YouTube, say hello. We see you too. We appreciate you being here tonight. And do us a favor and share the Woman to Woman show on your platform so that people, women and men all over the world can come on Tuesday nights to have a safe place and some girlfriends and some aunties and some cousins and some sisters to share with. So let me take it down to my girl, Regina. Regina, give us some tips on what do you do? What are some of your traditions, your holiday traditions for Thanksgiving and being a single woman? What does that look like?
Okay, being a single woman, I love the holidays, especially Thanksgiving. That's my favorite holiday. So going back to my mom, I must say, I came from an alcoholic dad, but a working dad that provided for us, if that makes sense. Back
Yes.
in the day, um, a lot of men were like that, and my dad was a white collar worker in like the only black in corporate America. So that type of thing. But he would come home drunk. But he was a provider. We didn't want for anything. However, during the holidays with all the drama, no matter what, my mom made it. I mean, we forgot about everything. She just made it so perfect for us. So I tried to bring that tradition in with my family. And that's why I love the holidays so much. So after Thanksgiving, we always put up our Christmas tree. And no matter what was going on in the world, that was the happiest time of the year. So I bring that on with me, with my family, my traditions, with my sons, raising them in the hood. And one year, it was so funny. They got older and they didn't help me with the stuff. So I was like, you know what, you don't like this no more, so forget it. And they came home one day, Mom, where's the Christmas tree? I'm like, well, you didn't help me. Well, you always put it up. So I realized that I did plant that seed. So I say that to say, even in my singleness, as my kids got older, I enjoyed putting up my Christmas tree, sitting around as Theo watching old Christmas movies. And I was happy within myself because there's a lot of people out there, women that are in relationships that are not happy. So I'd rather be in a healthy relationship. And I had to learn that because I've been in bad relationships, but I had to remember I come first. So I gotta make myself happy. So just to be with a man, to say I'm with a man and be unhappy, that's not good because I've been there.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I don't want to go back to that.
The lady did not come to play tonight. Wait, hold on for a minute. So I want to talk to our married ladies now, Netta and Gina. Talk about some of the family traditions that you guys have developed in the home, and either one of you guys can go first. Regina, Gina, you can go first. Netta said. Netta gave you the floor, honey. You got to unmute. We can't hear you. Unmute again.
Oh.
There you hit it twice again. There you go.
Twice? Okay.
There you go. You got it.
All right. um, one of the things that my children have come to enjoy is my big desserts. Go figure. I don't know. So
You're
I give
breaking
them
up.
a choice.
You
I'm breaking up. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, but you sound
Oh,
crazy.
okay. So
Go ahead.
I do sound crazy. Okay, so one of my they get to choose the desserts they want to have for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Okay, we're gonna bring
my children love my
we're gonna bring
pumpkin
that
cheese
in and we're gonna bring that in and get your sound together. Get
Okay.
Y'all know this is live, so this is our show. We can do what we want to do. So
Okay.
Don't laugh at her because it's our show. We do what we want to do.
Yes. So with the two children, we love to watch some movies together. Of course, making hot cocoa. My daughter said we don't say hot cocoa, hot chocolate, and just spending time together because life is so busy. We're going all the time, so we try to slow down and just enjoy each other. We play board games. We take it old school. We cook together. As I said before, I'm from the country, large family, so we make a lot of food. And there have been times where friends would stop by and grab a plate on the way out. And of course, in COVID season, the plate will be handed out the door, but we'll still feed you. Yeah, we're all about just being together and enjoying each other's company. And one of our traditions, especially when the whole family's together, is we stand around before we say the prayer over the food, and everybody shares something that they're grateful for. And that usually turns into a cry fest because of just the deep gratitude, talking about people who may not be able to experience their families or even have the food options that we have and the love that we share together. I remember one of my younger nephews saying that he's grateful for our family because there's no arguing, there's no fussing. Everybody just loves each other. You may not always agree, but you do it in love if you do disagree. So that's one of the things we love.
Wow, let's talk about
Can I just add something real quick, Trey? Another thing that people can do that I've done is I went before COVID is I used to go and feed and serve, right? The homeless, right? I work at a homeless youth shelter, so I would go and serve the youth and the staff. So that's another thing that people can do. Well, now I don't know if it's much, but that's another thing that people can do so that they don't feel alone.
Oh, that's awesome. So, talking about family friction, right? So, I'm sure we've all. I'm going to be transparent, because I'm going through something. Again, you guys know last week I talked about I'm going through something with my son.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to pour into those who are listening who may have some family friction. God is good. He's a restorer, right? And sometimes there will be space, and sometimes there will be time that you need to have space. But don't let it get into your head. Don't let the enemy deceive you, because just know that the people in your life love you still, even though there's friction. And sometimes space is better than animosity. Sometimes space is better than hate and arguing and fighting or friction in a room or making everybody else uncomfortable. Right. This is a question I have for everybody now that I got that off my chest. What is something that you should not say? So what is something you should just not say to anybody at the family function? I just want to hear what y'all got to say. Like, what would you not say to a family member at a family function? Whoever wants to jump in, go ahead.
I'll go
Let
first.
me jump in before I get snatched off.
Go ahead, Regina. Go ahead, Gina.
Who's going?
Go ahead, Gina.
If you have, can you hear me?
Yep.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. If you haven't seen them for a while, don't talk about their weight if they lost or gained weight. Like that's not something that you don't know how they're feeling about their body image and stuff like that. So I wouldn't do that. Oh, you girl, you looking a little thick, or girl, you eating good enough. You need.
We done lost Gina. Go ahead, Netta, jump right on in.
I was just gonna say, if a family member comes over and they were part of a relationship and they come by themselves, don't go asking questions. Just enjoy their presence.
Well, why? Why can't we ask questions, Nana? Why? I just want to know why.
Because at family functions, if there's something they want to share, they're going to tell you.
Oh, if it's something they want to share, they're gonna tell you. Theo, did you want to jump on up in there?
I was gonna say the same thing that Netta said. Like, don't ask people, if they were with someone last year, where the person is, or if they were the new person, don't mention the person they was with the last time. Because some family members like to do that. Like if you see they have a new person this year, just act like you didn't know nothing about the old person from last year.
Wait a minute. Come on, Regina. Come on in. You want to say something? What should you not say to family members at the Thanksgiving table?
I agree, both like your weight and the relationships. Those are the hot topics. Like, well, who is this person? And my baby brother was famous for that. Trey, he's born a day after you, November 26th, same year. So he would show up at family functions with a different girlfriend every year.
Oh,
one year it became a family topic, and one of my younger cousins said, well, why do y'all keep talking about that? Because every year he come with a different woman, he gonna be
somebody different. Listen, to those
but we
people,
just embrace them like we love you. We family. You come in, we love you. So
those of you who are listening on Facebook and YouTube, what are some things you should not say at the Thanksgiving table? I just want to say too, stop asking the young people, when are you going to get married, or when are you going to have kids, because they're already under a lot of pressure, and
Exactly.
their friends have kids and their other cousins or their brothers and sisters, and it's just not their time yet. So just don't say that to them. Don't be rude and say, when are you going to have this, or why are you by yourself? And again, we talked about this last week when Theo said, sometimes we decide that we don't want kids. Sometimes we made a decision that, I don't really want to have kids. I want to take your kids and give you your kids back. So let's be careful about what we say. Yes, Teresa said yes. When are you moving down here with all your family? Oh, that must be for Theo. Teresa said, when are you getting married? These are questions that you should not ask at the dinner table. When are you getting married, or when are you moving down here with your family? Let's have appropriate conversations.
Right.
Let's talk about the level of doing things that relieve grief. And that I wanted to come to you from a holistic standpoint of what some of our viewers can do to, get some, not only from the loss of a loved one, just from the holiday blues.
Well, we know that stress comes with all of that. It's packaged, no matter the situation. It can be stressful and overwhelming. So a nice Epsom salt bath with some serenity or some balance or a citrus oil. We know citruses are great for lifting the mood. So you can see my diffuser. Diffuse some citrus oils. But let me just back up and say this real quick. Please, y'all. All essential oils are not created equal. I'm not going to say the store. The least costly stores that you can go to, the big box stores, the warehouses, they're cheap for a reason. It's not pure. And so we know that what's in our environment goes in us because our skin is our largest organ. So if it's in your home, it's in you.
Oh.
So be mindful. That's just a side note. Wanted to get that out there. Make sure and if you wanted to talk about that, or even get some more like diffuser blends or bath blends or any type of blends you want to use in terms of essential oils, you can reach me at Holistically Motivated LLC. That's on Instagram, or you can just email me at holistically.motivated@gmail.com, and I can go over some things with you. But a walk, just get outside and get some fresh air. That can relieve stress. So we know exercise is great for us overall. And being mindful of what you put in your body in terms of what you eat, believe it or not, has an impact on your immune system. If you're sick, if you got an immune system that's limping, you need to address that as well, because stress impacts your overall well-being. So I would say Epsom salt bath, monitor your eating, make sure you're getting the whole nutrition that your body needs so you can be your best self. Going out for a walk, something simple, not asking you to spend a lot of money. Even just doing some squats, some jumping jacks, the simple exercises, all of those things can relieve the stress that's in your life. And those are some of the tips I would give.
C said, can you please repeat that again? What would you like her to repeat? I'm going to go down to Theo, but what would you like her to repeat, C, so that we can be clear on that? Was it the oils? But we'll go back to Netta. I'm going to let Netta close this out later on because I really want her to talk about some things. Now, I wanted to talk to Theo because Theo runs a program called the Harmony Room. She is a coach. She's a navigation specialist, and she helps women navigate through the trenches of life. And I just wanted you to give them some tips on how to be in a harmonious place.
I would say along the lines of what Netta said is, practicing self-care, but also recognizing that there's a difference between balance and harmony, right? So a lot of people talk about, they want to balance things in their lives, right? But we have so much going on that there's never really balance in your life. So what you have to learn to do to create harmony is prioritize the things in your life, right, that matter and align with your vision, your goals, and your dreams, and what the life is that you want to create. And then you have them work together to create harmony, right? So one of the things that I teach in the program is really for women to recognize, what is the life that you want to create for yourself? Because we all get to create the life that we want to live.
Well,
right. And in order to do that, you have to really recognize, like, what does that look like? And then how do I get the things in my life that are important to me to work together, like music? Like when you put a bunch of different tones together, right? A tenor with a soprano, right? And, whatever the other melody is, and you get a nice harmony. We can have that harmony in our lives by really just figuring out, like for me, I work a full-time job, I run 2 businesses, but I also have prioritized the things in my life that matter. So I get to spend time with my family and my friends. I get to spend time by myself. I get to sit back and, like Netta said, I put my oils on and I let them diffuse, and I sit back, and around this time of year, I'm already listening to Christmas music.
Right? I know that's right.
So it's really just creating the life that you want and making everything blend together.
I love it. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I have these women here. If you're just tuned in, you're tuned into Woman to Woman show. And we come here to just bring nurturing content. There's so much going on in the world, and there's so much noise out there, and there's so many different stations, and I get entertainment, but we wanted to just come together as women who are dealing with some of the same things that our viewers are dealing with. Yeah. And at the end of the show, we go back to real lives. Like I said, my son is here. I don't know what he's doing upstairs. I just hear movement, so I know that he's still all right. But this is real life, real time for us, and this is why we wanted to do this. C said that say that again, that all oils are not equal. So many people are poisoning themselves in the name of saving funds. Yes, Netta, she got that. So let's go down to Gina.
Yes.
Gina, I know your relaxing meditation harmony moment is baking. Talk a little bit about that.
I used to like to say, I don't want to be known for baking, right? Because I got this education, blah, blah, blah. But I really do enjoy, there's something about creating a baked good, whether it's a cake, whether it's biscuits, a sweet potato pie. It's something about putting those ingredients together. Or when you're making a frosting for a cake and you're making it from scratch. You didn't buy it off the store. Nothing wrong with that. But with just a few ingredients, you can create your own thing. And it's something that you did yourself, and it doesn't take a lot. But patience, and just, be patient with yourself. And I've created so many wonderful memories through the baking because people get to enjoy that. And as they're enjoying what you created, they're having conversations, they're laughing, and you're baked item gets to be part of that experience.
Mm.
So what I love to do when I bake and I serve and others want to get baked items from me is I help them create wheels of experiences,
Wow.
right? And I really get to enjoy doing that. And sometimes I'm up late, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you know what? When I see that finished product and I know someone's going to enjoy that, and I've taken care of a need, they would I wanted to do it, but I just didn't have the time. I got to fill that need for them, and I
Mm.
did it with excellence. And because I know they're going to serve that to people they care about, it matters to me what I put in it. So if it's not fresh, if it's not made with love, if I got an attitude, I pause, because you don't want to mess up anything that you're serving or that someone else is going to have at their table.
Wow. Did y'all see? But see, this is what I want people to understand too. While we're going through these holiday blues, I want us to tap into the things that make us feel good, right?
Yeah.
You see how Gina lit up when she started talking about bacon? Her world changed. She went from the other subject to bacon. Like, oh my goodness, if you don't go in that kitchen and get those ingredients, you see how Netta lit up when she talked about doTERRA oils. That when you are operating in your purpose, I just want people to tap into that goodness during the holidays, the holiday
Yeah.
season, the holiday blues. It doesn't have to be bad if you have a passion to do something. I don't care if it's sewing. I don't care if it's doing crossword puzzles. I don't care. Like, you see how Theo lit up when she talked about the harmony room, just those notes, the bass and the treble and the soprano coming together. These are the things that I want people to tap into. The women who are listening, I want you to tap into the things that you used to love before life happened, right?
Mm.
Before you started thinking about the holiday blues. I want you to tap into one of those things. If you bake, if you make candles, if you love to exercise, and I encourage you to reach out to somebody to do it with you. Regina has a baking academy. We'll talk about that before we end our show tonight. All the ladies will go around and we'll talk about what we do to help you along. So I want to go to Regina and talk a little bit about self care. And we know Regina is our, we're not gonna call Regina old or elder, older than us, but she is our wisdom. That's what she is. She's our wisdom. So just talk a little bit about self care, why you're passionate about it, and why it's important during the holiday season to get through the holiday blues.
Okay, self-care is very important to me. I, yeah, I'm off mute. So one of the things that I do is I wake up and I do a meditation, just 5 minutes. I thank God.
Hmm.
I'm above the living. I look around. Everything is possible. But if you take that 5 minutes just to breathe, exhale, just um, just enjoy, just enjoy the moment. And I do that every morning. And I think, in the first thing I do, I hit the floor. I thank God, you let me see another day, no
Wow.
matter what. And that's the first thing I do. I also do yoga when I get stressed. And it could just be in my office. I'm talking to someone on the phone because I do work. My 9 to 5 is talking on the phone. And I don't take on their energy. When they're bringing their energy, I have candles in my room. I light them. I turn on music lightly because I'm not going to receive what you're trying to project to me.
Mm.
That's
Oh,
not.
wait, hold up. Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up. Before that, because during these Christmas dinners, I mean, these Thanksgiving dinners, somebody is going to say something to tick you off. What did you just
Mhm.
say, Regina? You don't take on.
I don't take on. That's your energy. I'm
Hmm.
going to try to help you. But if you don't receive my help, I'm not going to take what you're trying to put onto me. So then, I digress and I look at my candles. I take a breath. I will walk around my room. I will log out if it's too much. I will take a walk around my block because I love to walk. I also I belong to something called Girl Track, which is healthy women walking.
Hmm.
And it's for Black women, and it's an organization where it just no payment. It's two young ladies that started this organization, and it's for Black women because we don't take care of ourselves. And if you walk 30 minutes a day, you don't the difference right there. Just
Wow.
to take in the air, take in the breathe. Just walk around your block. Take 10 minutes. If you can't do 30, take 5, take 10, take 2.
And I
Mhm.
love. I'm just pointing out the things that my sisters are saying so that everybody gets what they need. There's something that she just said just now. Girl Trek is the name of the community.
Yeah.
Girl Trek community is important for us as women. We are in a community called New You Nation. I started a community for women who are ready to go to their next level in life and the second half of their life. And you don't have to be over 50. It's just the second half of your life. You know what you know. You learn from your younger years. And you're just ready to live life and do things like this. Be on a platform and be on a show. Be a host. Write a book. Whatever it is that you want to do. But the most important thing about the New You Nation is the community of the sisters that we have here. So when we're dealing with holiday blues, I really can and I do it to them. I do it to Netta, I do it to Theo. They know in a minute that I will text them in a minute. Netta know and I'll be like, what oil? Hold up. Listen here. And Netta will be like Trey. And she will send I just sent her some stuff for one of my nieces. And she was just right on it. I said, my niece's eye is doing this or whatever. She said, this is what you need to do. So community is so important. So I'm encouraging each and every person who is on here who may feel lonely to look into your community for community, right?
Yes.
I'm not saying go out into your whole community. I'm saying there are communities of women who run. There are communities of women who write books. There are community of women who do oils. There's community out there, and it is so important for us to be a part of a community. I am part of the, David Burris Academy, and they pray. We pray over there, right? And then we just go get into community, and I'm so glad Regina brought that up. So we're going to go around the room and tell everybody, how we can support them because we have 10 more minutes and I want to be mindful of the time because we as a unit decided that we would be on for 1 hour, that we will honor everybody's time and we will come back here on Tuesday nights to pour again. So I will start off with, let's bring Gina in. Let's start off with Gina. We're just going to tell everybody what we do and how we can support them and where they can find you. So please tell them about the Bacon Academy.
Hi. So I have Bacon Academy. It's Regina's Bacon Academy, and you can contact me at RHNUNLIMITED, the number 18 at gmail.com. And if you're interested in taking a baking course or if you're interested in some baked treats, you can email me and let me know. The holiday fast approaching. So you want to let me know as soon as you can, especially if you want a baked treat. But for future classes, definitely email me and I'll let you know when I'm having my next class. We do fun. We have lessons. We do it live. I send you the recipe. I help you go through the process, and we have follow up, and it's a lot of fun.
It's so much fun to do a live. See, this is community. To do a live baking class on a Zoom, like Regina, who does like cookies? Okay, listen, y'all know I get excited for y'all. Y'all know I get excited for y'all and me. So we're gonna go on to Regina. Regina, tell us where they can find you and what you do and how you can support them.
Hi, it's Regina, and so my Facebook is Season and Fabulous on Facebook. Also, I Instagram is Season and Fabulous as well. So what I do is health, self care for women, retreats. I'm working on one that's coming up soon, and I can do virtual ones. I did do if you're in the Charlotte area. I've done fireside chats, which was very a lot of fun. And women, I invite 4 or 5 women in small groups, and we get to know each other. Everything is confidential. What you say in the room, but it's different exercises we bring, and well, I bring, and we break down. There's been crying, there's been celebrations, there's been walks, there's been talks, there's been where you get to the core of the stomach, where I feel like that's where the core is. And when
Yeah.
you get to that stomach here, what are you trying to birth? What are you trying to release? What do you want to let go? So that's what we do here at Season and Families.
Oh, thank you so much. I love it. I'm really this whole community thing is just awesome. And something else that Regina just said, a safe place. We need a safe place. Sometimes
Yeah.
family and friends are not a safe place because we know, and I'm not talking bad about anybody's family, but we know as Black people, a listening ear is a running mouth. We know that in our families, we like to talk in gossip. We don't know it's harmful until it's harmed somebody. So sometimes you need a safe place with some women that you just getting to know, some like-minded women who are not coming to gossip but are coming to release and to love on each other. So please reach out to Regina at Seasoned and Fabulous if you need that safe space. So now let's take it over to Miss Theodora, my girl, Theo.
Right. So I am a life coach. And so the community that I run is the Harmony Room. And so if you go to Instagram at Theodora Carter 428 and click on my link tree, it will take you to all of my platforms. But on Facebook, I am Theodora Carter, and I run the Harmony Room, which is a private community for women like-minded women where we motivate each other, encourage each other. And I'm really just trying to help women get out of their own way and create their own lives and live in harmony. And then on the other side of my business world, I am an HR consultant, and I offer services to any of you out there who are small business owners and don't need full-time HR and you just need a consultant. I can help you out if you're a small business. So those are the two platforms that I have. But I really, really, really am passionate about the Harmony Room and just really helping women. Just think back to something you said, Trey. If we think back to when we were children, where we believed we could do anything, and we had all of these dreams and all of these plans, and we thought we could just be invincible. If you just think back to those dreams that you had that somehow you lost along the way because of life, I want women to get back to that point and begin to create the lives that they want to live. And I believe they can do that in the Harmony Room.
I love it. You know what? I love your passion about what you do. Like when you live on purpose, like you just be like, yo, come over here. I'm telling you, it's good over here. And that's what we want you guys to know. Life is good, even though life is happening to us at a constant pace. And again, I lost my cousin and things are happening to me too. It's not all good, but it's not all bad. And most of it is better. Most of it is better when you shift your mindset, when you go to the Harmony Room, when you go to Seasoned and Fabulous, when you go to Regina's Baking Academy. These are outlets to live. And we started these things to help people heal, to help people grow, to show you that it is possible for you to do it. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Netta, my girl, Netta.
Yes, I can be found on Instagram as well as Facebook at Holistically Motivated. On Instagram, it has LLC at the end. On Facebook, it's just Holistically Motivated. And I am a holistic education specialist. I want to get you, like Trey says, from where you are to where you want to be in your health. And it's a holistic approach. So it's not just about a band-aid. Usually we take something or use something to impact a symptom. I like to help you get to the root of the cause of what you're experiencing. So your body gives you clues. And so if you can just pay attention and we can talk about that. What are you feeling? When does it happen? How often does it happen? We can go through all of that. Just having a conversation, your body will leave clues along the way when something's out of balance. And for most of us, it's inflammation. We won't get into that conversation. I can do that with you one-on-one. Just reach out to me on one of those platforms or by email, holistically.motivated@gmail.com. The other thing I do in the holistic aspect is a strengths coach. We are all uniquely gifted. As you can see, each of us on this screen, we are uniquely gifted by God. And I help you figure out how to put those into words and then apply them to whatever your goals may be. So I look forward to hearing from some of you. We're not here just talking. We are here for support.
I know that's right. I took the strengths test. I know my strengths. And I know what not to do with my strengths. Because if you don't, and this is why you need to do this with Netta, if you don't know how to operate in your strength, you will mess your strength up because there's sometimes you're too strong in your strength. So you got to know, like, like you need to pull back a little bit, Trey, on that thing. So I love the strength test because it told me where sometimes I could put people off from what is a gift of mine, but it can be too much for some people. So as you can see, I might be too much for some people, but looking at my strengths, I can say, oh, that's why that person fell back, or that's why that person may have felt intimidated, not because they were jealous or angry, but I may have just been too much in that area because I am a lot in certain areas in my strengths. So for me, if you want to go to the next level in your life, or if you like what you're seeing right now, you want sisterhood, please go and join anewyouNation.com. Go to www.anewyouNation.com, www.anewyouNation.com, and join us. We're here for you. Join us. Join us on different ventures that we're taking, on different businesses that we're starting. Not only me, but we're starting together. If you have a business idea, we will come on board with you if it works within our purpose, if it works within our strength. And if it does not, we will support you through it to make sure you become all that you are going to be or all that you want to be. So again, go to anewyouNation.com. Just go take a look. Join us for a month and see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, there's no commitment. Only thing you're going to do really is learn, grow, and love us because we're going to love you. Meet us in the mansion. We all have a room in the mansion. Like, my imagination is crazy. The New You Nation is this big mansion, and we all have a room in the mansion, and then we all have our own rooms where we meet sometimes and we greet sometimes, and we talk about things and we share, we motivate, we encourage, we inspire, we cry, we laugh, but we get stuff done. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
These women on here have developed businesses, LLCs. They have launched, jumped, and they are flying. They are flying the plane as we are building it. As you can see, they are co-hosts on here. That wasn't part of their plan. But if you come along at A New You Nation with me, you'll do things you never dreamed of. So now we're going to go in our last 4 minutes to our final word. For those of you who may be having the holiday blues, we want to just give a final word. So let's take it around the room. Let's go to Netta, Theo, Gina, Regina. So Netta, what is your final word for tonight?
I would just say that you are never alone. No matter, you may feel lonely, but you are never alone. There's somebody around that loves you for who you are. Um, just you got to talk. Nobody can read your mind. Just share. Somebody is willing to support and encourage you. It may be a phone call. It may not look like what you expect it to be, but there's still support and love for you.
Okay, that was awesome.
I would echo what Netta said, but I also would say there is power in sisterhood. And so I would say find you a sisterhood. Find you some women that you can share with and laugh with and grow with and just be loved, because there's somebody out there that is like-minded, and you can form your own sisterhood. But I will tell you, having a sisterhood makes a really big difference when you're going through some stuff.
I love it. I love it. Regina?
The same. Find your sisterhood or community that works for you. Um, that's everything. You're not alone. Encourage yourself. Sometimes you have to encourage over yourself. Don't wait for someone else. You can always send encouragement. And look, because I'm a Christian, if that's, whatever your higher power is, look to that. But definitely find you a sisterhood or someone or a community, like-minded people, and, just reach out. Don't be afraid.
I love it. Gina.
So, like I always say in Virginia's Baking Academy, this community is important, but in those moments where you're in your own space, be patient with yourself, because hopefully each day we're working towards being better versions of ourselves. Be patient with each other, because we don't know what people are going through. And Lord knows you may want someone to have some mercy and grace for you. So be patient with each other and be patient in your journey. Sometimes it's in those rough patches of your journey that you learn some of your most important life lessons.
Thank
That's
you.
what I have to say.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, ladies. My final word is it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. But what is not okay is to not ask for the help that you deserve. I'm telling you, you deserve the help. We are all going through something. Every person on this panel right now is going through something. Each and every one of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
We don't make a big deal out of it. And sometimes we do. But we know that it's okay for us not to be okay and to reach out to one another. So I would encourage everyone that's listening right now during the holiday season, and we were on here. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into the Woman to Woman show. We're here every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on New You Nation Network YouTube channel and Facebook Live. And I would just encourage you that if you are not okay, to just tell somebody, I'm just not okay. We are talking about holiday blues and grieving. Holiday are heavy, and right now we're in the time
Yes.
of COVID. We're in a time of a new normal. So this is not normal or regular for anybody. So don't feel like you're alone in saying I'm complaining or I shouldn't tell anybody I'm okay. I'm I'm weak. No, you're not. It is okay not to be okay during the holiday seasons, but we are encouraging you to get the help that you need and to grow and to learn and understand that there are people around who want to help you, who want to love on you. So again, if you just tuned in, we would love to see you again next Tuesday. If you've been here with us tonight, we thank you. If you were here with us last week when we launched, we thank you so much. So we will see you guys Tuesday. No, not this Tuesday coming up because it's a Thanksgiving week and a lot of people are traveling, so we don't want to infringe on your time. So we will see you not this week, but next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another wonderful topic. If you would like for us to discuss something that is interesting to you that you would like to work through, please feel free to email us at info@treykearney.com. Info@treykearney.com. Or it's not that serious for us. DM one of us. I am instant message, DM, direct message, whatever they calling it right now, because we are 50 and over. So we call it send an email, trey@treykearney.com, or send an email to Netta, Gina, one of us. Just let us know. I would like to talk about this, or put your comments in the chat. But be sure to share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, New You Nation Network. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you again for tuning into the Woman to Woman show. We love you, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Woman to woman, you lift me up. I hope that I can do the same for you. You were there when no one else would. Take the burden away, that's how we do. Sister, I need you to walk with me on this journey. Yes, hold me accountable.